Oh, hello everyone, how are you doing? It's lovely to see you again and a very warm welcome back to What's for Tea. Or if you're new, a warm welcome to you also. This is What's for Tea and my name is Cheryl, and today I'm going to be doing a classic Admirals pie. Sometimes referred to as mariner's pie or fisherman's pie, ocean pie, or simply just fish pie. So I like to call it Admiral's pie. It's such a lovely thing at this time of the year. You know, you can pop in all sorts of things. I'm just going to be popping in a bit of corn and leek, but you could add things like frozen peas, spring onion, parsley, dill. You know, you really can make this your own. So this is just a wee simple version, and I'm also going to be putting up meals of the week just after, or not long after this video, because I had to wait until I'd filmed this so I can add it on to the end of meals of the week. So yep, so this is what I'm using today, should you wish to do this along with me. And as usual, you'll find these ingredients in the description box down below. So the first thing I've got there is 2 tablespoons of plain flour. I've got a handful of parsley, a handful of sweet corn. I've also got 1 leek, which I've just thoroughly washed and sliced. I've got a kilo of Maris Piper potatoes. I've got 600 ml of whole milk. I've got 600 grams of smoked haddock. I've also got a handful of grated cheddar cheese, a handful of PANKO breadcrumbs, and about 100 grams of butter also. So that's it. This is actually, you know, there's a few different stages to this wee recipe, but it's well worth the wee bit of extra effort that this does take, because you're going to end up with that absolutely wonderful fish pie. Yep, so let's go and move on and we'll see what's next. So the first thing I'm going to do is get my fish ready. So grab yourself a big oven-proof dish, big enough for you and your family. And to that I'm going to add my fish. Now this is skinless and boneless, and I've just chopped this into bite-sized pieces. And I'm going to pop my milk on top of that. And I mean, you can use smoked salmon or cod or whatever fish you like. It's just that this is the one that we like in this kind of thing. A wee bit of salt and pepper. And you want to put this into the oven for about half an hour, and that's your temperatures there. So whilst you're waiting on that, you can get your potatoes started. So get yourself a large pan, pop in your potatoes, cover them with cold water. You want to get these up to the boil and simmer them until they're tender. Probably take you about half an hour. And once they're starting to boil, you can add your salt, because if you add your salt now, it will take longer to get to the boil. The next thing we're going to do are the leeks. So grab yourself another pan, melt some butter and add in your leeks. Now you just want to saute these until they get soft. Probably take about 5 minutes. They won't take long at all. I mean, you don't want any colour or anything on them. You just want them to, you know, to be nice and soft, just like that. You can just set them to the side for the time being. So the only thing we've got to do now is make our sauce, but we'll need to wait until the fish has had its half an hour, because we're going to use the milk that the fish are in as the base of our sauce. So this was my fish after half an hour, and you just want to separate the fish from the milk, because like I said, we're going to use the milk for the sauce. So put your fish to the side for the time being, pop it back into the dish, top that with your leeks, just give it a wee stir. And now we're going to go on with the sauce. So pop 50 grams of butter into a pan, melt that, and to that you want to add 2 tablespoons of plain flour. Just let this cook out for a good few minutes. And then you can start adding the milk that your fish was in. This is going to give you a beautiful sauce. But don't use all of the milk. Keep a bit of ladle back, because we're going to pop that into our mashed potato. And I'm just going to pop in my parsley. Just keep stirring and, you know, simmer away, and it'll eventually get nice and thick. And then the last thing I'm going to add in is the sweet corn, because it's already cooked. You're just warming it through, really. And that's your sauce done. Easy. So all I'm going to do now is pop my sauce on top of the leek and the fish. Give it a wee gentle stir. And by now your potatoes should be ready. So if they're nice and tender, just drain out the water. Keep a low heat under your pan. And I'm going to add my remaining milk from my fish, a wee knob of butter and a splash of cream. And I'm just going to go hell for leather and keep mashing until my arm falls off. Just like that. You just want to top this, you know, top your mixture with the mashed potato. Like I said, it's dead easy. It really is. There are quite a few steps to it, but it's super easy. And I'm just going to pop on some grated cheddar cheese and some panko breadcrumbs because these are lovely and crunchy. And then the last wee bit of cheese that I've got on top of that. Oh, beautiful. Now, all you need to do now is pop this into your oven for about half an hour, just until it gets browned on the top, just like this. This was mine after 25 minutes. Now you want to let this sit for maybe about 5 minutes because it's going to be scorching hot. And the longer you leave it, actually, when you go to cut it, it'll keep a nice shape. I didn't get the chance to do that because, as usual, people are shouting for their tea. But the longer you leave it, the nicer it'll look, you know, when you put it out. But anyway, this was mine. So we just had some mixed veggies at the side, and that's the fish pie there. And you really don't need anything else. You might want a wee bit of crusty bread or something like that, but there's bags of flavour in this. I just thought I'd show you, just so you could see inside. And it's quite a deep pie. So that was it. That's my wee Admirals pie, or fish pie, mariner's pie, ocean pie, whatever you want to call it. It's absolutely delicious, like I said, and highly recommended. You know, it is a bit footery and there are quite a few steps, but it's a lot nicer than any of these sort of pre-packaged, pre-made shop-bought ones that you'll get. I don't think it works out any cheaper, but it's certainly a lot tastier. So that was it, guys. That was my wee family style fish pie recipe, and thank you again for popping over just to check it out. Mind to let me know if you are planning on giving it a go yourself. So like I said, I'm away to finish off editing meals of the week, and I'll try and get that up for you within the next half hour or so after this one. So until I see you, mind to take care of yourselves as usual, and from our wee humble kitchen in Scotland to wherever you are in the world, lots of love, take care, and bye for now. Bye now.